Hi guys, welcome to the Geek Week News Update, episode 6. We've got some huge news this week. Before we get to anything, we've got a few announcements. We've hit 500 subscribers.
Yes, we are extremely excited. Thank you guys so much. We are honestly honored. This was most unprecedented. Like, we weren't expecting this at all.
In less than 2 months of us doing the show regularly, we've received 500 subscribers. You guys actually want to see our ugly faces. Well, hers is not too bad, but...
His is disgusting.
Yeah, it is. Thank you guys so much. We wanted to do something... I wish we could do something extremely nice for you guys.
But, we're not really rich, so...
Yeah, maybe someday.
Yeah.
Keep this up, guys.
I had a great idea. I really wanted to do a synchronized dance to Intergalactic Planetary, but he said that wasn't necessarily appropriate, and then no one would want to see that. So...
Anyway, No, what we really wanted to do was, we've been playing a lot of No Man's Sky, as many of you probably have. You saw, or you might have seen the video we posted earlier this week of how to quickly learn any language in No Man's Sky. We wanted to do a little shout out to the fans. We wanted to do a montage of us naming planets and things for next week's show. So if you guys write us a nice comment in the comments below, we may just, send a little shout out your way in the form of a planet. One of 18 quintillion, so...
Who doesn't want that?
Yeah.
I mean, that's the best gift you could be given, an entire planet.
Yeah. Hey Jen, what are you drinking?
I am drinking the Brooklyn Defender. Unfortunately, fortunately, because I'm happy to have beer no matter what.
Yeah, there you go.
So it's actually last year's, it's the 2016, but this is Brooklyn's beer that they, craft for Comic-Con, for New York Comic-Con.
New York Comic-Con.
So that's extremely exciting, and we can't wait to try this year's.
Yeah.
But we're celebrating
as locals, we love the Brooklyn Brewery, and we're super excited to see what they got brewing for New York Comic-Con this year. We know that they actually just announced the 5th Brooklyn Defender, and it's a female character. I think it's the same beer. It's the same IPA. It's light, slightly bitter.
Yeah, it's got like a nice bitterness to it, which I really like.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, it's delicious. Check it out.
Let's get into our book of the week before we get into any big news.
Book of the week.
Because we want to get that out of the way.
Yeah, we have it right here. We're just full of props today. This is the most props we've ever had.
We're stacked. Thanks to Tor Books, they've given me and Jen a copy of the latest Pathfinder Tales book. If anyone is a fan of Dungeons & Dragons or Pathfinders, you may really be interested in this. I've been getting the Pathfinder books for a while now. The latest, Starspawn, has a beautiful cover. It's written by Wendy N. Wagner, and it just sounds so cool.
Yeah, I can actually read that back to you guys.
Yeah, do it.
I haven't read the other Pathfinder books, but I actually, after reading this, I'm pretty excited. There's a character named Jendara. I mean, that's after me. Alright, so...
The stars are wrong.
The stars are wrong. Once a notorious pirate, Jendara has at last returned to the cold northern isles of her birth, ready to settle down and raise her young son. Yet, when a mysterious tsunami wrecks her island's shore, she and her fearless crew must sail out to explore the strange island that's risen from the sea floor. No sooner have they delved into the lost island's alien structures than they find themselves competing with a monstrous cult eager to complete a dark ritual in those dripping halls. For something beyond all mortal comprehension has been dreaming on the sea floor, and it's begun to wake up. From Hugo Award winner Wendy N. Wagner comes a sword-swinging adventure in the tradition of H.P. Lovecraft, set in the award-winning world of the Pathfinder role-playing game. So it sounds pretty award-winning.
Yeah, sounds pretty Pathfinder. Sounds very Lovecraftian. So, as always, we wanted to send a shout out to Audible, which is like the best service we subscribe to.
Yeah. I mean, we listen to it basically on a daily basis. So.
Yeah, that's where I consume most of my books, actually.
Yeah.
So, in conjunction with having the hard copy, I decided I was going to buy the Audible version of the Pathfinder Tales Starspawn, narrated by Ilyana Kadushin. So that's exciting, and I want to actually like listen while reading. So that's my preferred method. But anyway, guys, if you haven't already jumped onto the Audible craze, you can get a free 30-day free trial by clicking the link below. And unlike
2 free audiobooks.
Yeah, instead of just one like most other people offer, we're actually offering you guys 2 free audiobooks.
So Badow.
For the price of free.
What?
For the price of free.
Oh, for the price. I thought you said for the price of 3. I was like, that's not a good deal.
No, that's a terrible deal.
That's
Don't do
terrible.
that. Never listen to anyone saying that.
All right, so why don't we get into the news?
Yeah, we're gonna start off with some really sad news. Yeah. Actor Kenny Baker, who we know and love as the life of R2-D2, he was. He's unfortunately passed away at the age of 81. Well, he sat inside R2 and he gave the character life. He gave an inanimate object, a robot, who chirped and tweeted, and should by no means be as beloved as he is. He gave this character so much life. He gave it the movements it needed to, feel tangible and, like a living being.
Yeah, and we were talking earlier about, all of the extra accessories and things that they were able to add to BB-8 with, modern technology. And he's so much more, the actual, crafting of BB-8 is so much more complex than R2. And yet that's just to imitate what he was, the life that he was able to put into the character.
Yeah, the life that he was able to capture with R2-D2. So,
yeah, what was some of your favorite R2 moments?
Oh, I love the scene where he is trying to take the food away from Yoda, and Yoda's just like, mine! What about you?
It's pretty great. I just love any scene with the R2 scream. It makes me laugh so... Do it. You did it before, you're good.
No, I don't want to do
it. He did it before, and it was actually pretty impressive.
I'll play it right there. See? Wow. Alright, so, although that's very sad, we do have some good Star Wars news to discuss.
Yes. With our boy John Williams.
Yes, John Williams. He announced in concert recently that he was going to begin making the soundtrack for Star Wars Episode 8, which still doesn't have an official title, but it has finished filming, and he has seen an early cut of the film.
Lucky.
So, lucky dog. And why did he want to continue the Star Wars legacy?
Well, this is a part that I thought was extremely interesting and not totally unexpected, but basically, he loves the character Rey, and he doesn't want any other composer to write her songs. He wants to do it himself. Which honestly, so if you've, really listened to the score for the first film, well, not the first film, but for Force Awakens, Rey's first film, you could really feel the love that he has for the character. So that's already, like, we understand that already, but to hear him say it and express it in this way, honestly, is pretty cool, to hear. And I'm really excited. I love Rey's theme. We listened to it constantly when it first came out. It was like every day on my way to work I was listening to
Jedi Steps were...
Yeah, they were staples. Yeah. They were staples in the Lopez household.
So what's cool about this is that he's already gone through and seen initial cut of the film, which is what composers like, classic composers anyway, like John Williams, they sit down with the director and they go through the film, and by scene they go, I think we're going to need music here, I think we're going to need music here. And it may not always translate into them actually using that music. So he may make a lot more music for the film than we actually see in the film. And that process is called spotting. So he's already spotted where he wants to put music. Now he just has to create it, and we know he can.
Oh, so. Yes, we do. Mm-hmm. I was not disappointed at The Force Awakens score. I thought it was fantastic. Not. All right.
We have another rumor in the Star Wars vein. for the young Han Solo film, we have some word, the possible inclusion of a young Lando Calrissian character.
Yeah, which also too isn't shocking. I think, you know, I would be surprised if Lando wasn't in this film, just based on their history.
Definitely.
You know, I think we all kind of want to know, just based on like the little scene that happens when they kind of re-meet.
They get to Cloud City, yeah.
You know, right? And you kind of hear a little bit about their history. Like, I was hoping at least that they would go into that. And if they don't go into that, at least that there would be some kind of cameo or something.
Right.
But the interesting thing is that, you know, rumor also has it that Childish Gambino, what's his non-rapper name?
Donald Glover.
So that Donald Glover is going to be playing that. I actually really love Childish Gambino. Not like, I have seen him as an actor and like in some of his earlier work, and I thought he was pretty hilarious. But also as a musician, I really like his work. But I don't know how I feel about that, just because I feel like he's kind of like his whole charm is that he's awkward. Like, he's kind of like this nerd rapper type of guy with all these pop culture references, and he's really like funny and quirky, whereas like Lando is the definition of a smooth criminal.
Yeah, so. And nobody's as smooth as Billy D. Williams.
No. You're definitely not as smooth as Billy D. Williams.
Oh, no. No, I'm not. If this video is any proof, I should not be the next Lando Calrissian.
Yeah. If anyone was thinking about that, it's just not a good idea.
So I don't know if I want him to be Lando Calrissian. I'm hoping it's actually like another nobody.
I really like when they do that, just because then you really grow to love the actors.
Like
and
that's
kind of tradition.
Right? Yeah.
It's just tradition, I think. But, you know, I mean, if he can pull it off, then that's one thing, but I just feel like, can he? Can he really?
So, in video game news, Final Fantasy XV has been delayed from September 30th, almost 2 months. November 29th is the new release date.
Shocking discoveries.
Yeah, this isn't shocking, because this game has been in the making for, a decade since it's been announced? I think it was 2006, actually, when it was announced in E3. I might be getting my years wrong, but it's around that time. It was originally called Final Fantasy Versus 13. It was supposed to be like the anti-Final Fantasy 13. And I'm not going to go into the numbering system because it is very confusing. Now it's going to be titled Final Fantasy 15, and it'll be arriving in November 29th. But
they did give us, you know, some stuff that kind of compensates.
Yeah, definitely. They released a video that's 53 minutes long of pure gameplay of the game yesterday, I believe.
Yeah.
So if you want to pretend like you're playing, just grab your controller and sit in front of that while you watch.
I don't think anyone's gonna want to just hold their control. Let me just push buttons as the guy moves and see if I can anticipate.
I want to.
Oh, I'm sorry. You can do that tomorrow.
Yeah.
You're there. Lin-Manuel Miranda has been signed on for a live-action Disney Little Mermaid film. Okay, so Little Mermaid is literally like my favorite Disney movie. Has always been, will always be. I'm very committed and loyal to Ariel and Eric. Like, there's no way around that. And I know all the words to, like, all the songs, basically. Besides Under the Sea, there's some, like, little parts about the fish that I get a little tripped up on sometimes when I'm singing it really loud by myself.
Really? Under the Sea?
There's, like, when he goes into all the fish and the instruments that they play, it gets a little tricky sometimes, okay? I get tripped up. But I'm extremely excited for this because unlike the other 2 Little Mermaid live-action films that are coming out...
Yeah, there's 3.
Yeah, which, you know, is kind of ridiculous, but, you know, hopefully one of them will meet my standards, so...
And hopefully that one is the Disney one.
I'm putting my money in the Disney one because they have money.
Disney has money.
Disney has money, so... And they also have all of the original music.
Disney has money.
Which they also have all of the original music, which I obviously adore. So, you know, I'm a little nervous about who they are going to cast as the lead for Ariel, just because Ariel is known as the Disney princess with the best voice. So, things get a little dicey here. But we'll see. I'm very excited.
And we know that Lin-Manuel Miranda has also done plenty of work for Disney in the past, most notably with The Force Awakens.
Yeah.
He did the cantina scene in Miles' Castle.
Which is a super catchy song.
Yeah.
We also listened to that quite a bit.
Ojala.
Which that one wasn't actually on the soundtrack, right? We got that somewhere.
Yeah, we got that separately. Not too... Like 2 months ago, actually.
Yeah, it wasn't that long ago.
They released it on iTunes. Yeah, It was awesome.
Yeah, we loved it.
So some clever individuals have gone into the Netflix app and found that the Marvel spinoff for The Punisher, which is the spinoff of the Daredevil Season 2 character, is actually going to be coming out in 2017. No date as to when in 2017, but it hasn't even begun filming.
Yeah. So I don't know. I would honestly rather that they, take the time that they need. If they can do it by 2017, obviously, everybody's really excited for it. I think he is a very interesting character, and I'm really looking forward to that. But I would rather them do it correctly than rush it to 2017.
Yeah. Because we already have Iron Fist and the Defenders coming out.
Yeah, we have a lot of, exciting stuff that we're looking forward to. So, I mean...
Now, the Defenders is an 8-part miniseries as opposed to 13 like the rest of the shows. So we don't know actually if the Punisher is going to be a full-length 13-episode series or not. But I guess one could assume that because they're doing only 8 episodes for the Defenders, they might have some room available for Punisher to be filmed. Yeah. So we shall see. And obviously this isn't a tentative thing. They could easily push it back. It's just something in the code that someone found. It's just very interesting.
Yeah. That's exciting. A little tidbit we latch onto. So
absolutely. I certainly do.
It was announced recently that a 2-part Flash and Supergirl musical crossover is going to be coming to us at the end of the Flash season, right?
The end of both their seasons. So.
Oh yeah, the end of both their seasons. But the exciting part is that Joss Whedon is rumored to be directing.
Yeah, according to the hashtag show, they have the scoop that Joss Whedon will be directing the upcoming 2-parter, and we know that Joss Whedon has he can do ensemble casts. He was the director behind the Avengers,
and he can do musicals,
Firefly and Buffy. And speaking of Buffy. That episode you're talking about, there's a musical episode of Buffy that is beloved and it's a fan favorite. So he definitely would be anyone's first go-to director for a spin-off.
I'm pretty sure he's
musical.
Like the one person who could really pull that off.
Yeah, he's also done Dr. Horrible's Sing-Along blog.
Yeah.
So
we're planning on naming our first child after Joss Whedon. Right?
Lil Joss?
I was gonna call him Wee Whedon.
Ooh.
Wee.
Vote in the comments below for Little Joss or Wee Whedon.
You are planning our futures. There are 500 people out there planning our future.
Oh gosh.
Well, it's 500 collaborative. It's a collaborative effort,
Yeah.
I think it's good.
We're not pregnant. So did you see about this? Did you see the stuntman? What's his name? Damian Walters from Assassin's Creed do that extreme leap of faith.
It was insane. If you have not seen that video, check it out after this video. Don't cut off this video to watch that one video.
We'll put a link in the...
Yes. But yeah, it's really cool. So that was like one of the biggest stunts in the past. What did it say? Like 35 years? Which is insane.
Yeah.
I appreciated the way that they slowly...
Inch their way up.
Yeah, they didn't just say, oh, here, what was it, 125 feet?
Yeah.
They didn't just throw him off there. They kind of had him work his way up to, adjust. And you could see, after, about the halfway point, he realized, he needed to kind of, alter his body on his way down so he didn't get whiplash in his neck and stuff like that. So you could really see the sacrifice he was making. So that shows, how dedicated they are, honestly, which really builds my faith in the film.
Definitely. And what's so cool about that is that every other film today would just use a CGI model of a person falling from X number of feet. But they actually chose to use a real-life stuntman to do this so that it looks extremely real. And for something like Assassin's Creed, where leap of faith is such a not a cliche, but such a staple of the series, you want to do that right. And I think they definitely nailed it.
Yeah.
Mm.
I do think that doing things without CGI now is kind of like good advertising. Like, I think even after the success of Star Wars using all practical effects and then showing that in an advertisement, that obviously took off really well, and people do appreciate that attention to detail and that accuracy. Definitely. So I think it really shows that they're thinking about what the fans want, which is obviously very much appreciated by everyone.
We appreciate you.
We appreciate you all appreciated.
So yeah, you can see the full video and the link I will provide below. Henry Cavill has posted a picture on Instagram, of a close-up of the Superman suit.
Yes. So, a couple of things. Just before we get into the actual thing we're going to talk about, I just want to say bravo to the detail in that suit. It's pretty incredible to see up close.
But also spoilers.
Yes, spoiler alert.
Potential spoilers.
So you might want to fast forward if you don't... Like, obviously we know nothing. We're not in the scoop or anything. But, you know, we will be kind of, you know, talking about
we're gonna dissect
things that happen in Batman vs. Superman, and then...
stuff that happens in the comics, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so... you had your spoiler warning. The picture he posted is, as you can see, a black suit.
Yes.
We do not know if this is a black and white photo, or he just wanted to...
Yeah, he could be doing this totally in ignorance, just like, oh, look at how intricate my suit is up close. Oh, this looks better in black and white because you can see the contrast more. Whereas...
But I don't think he's doing it in ignorance.
I don't think he is, A, because someone would have definitely told him by now, and B, too, we have other, you know, supporting things to this theory.
He died in Batman vs. Superman.
And basically, after the death of Superman in the comics, he comes back wearing a black suit. And he looks like a little more rugged, so he has like longer hair and a beard. And recently on his Facebook page, I saw an article, I think this was like in April that the article came out, where he posted on his Facebook page a picture of him, and he has, you know, a beard.
The stubble.
And, you know...
like he's growing out the beard again.
Yeah. So it's like if, you know, he's playing one of the most iconic characters who typically has a more clean-shaven face.
Right.
You know, why does he have this, you know, big beard? So that obviously kind of lends also to this theory that he's going to have this look in the film, which honestly I think would be really exciting because it's super cool looking.
It is a cool looking suit.
And even like people online have been like editing images to make Henry Cavill kind of look like he's wearing it.
Of course.
It does look really cool though. People are doing a pretty good job at it.
The one thing the reason I say I'm not sure how I feel about this is because how are they going to work that into the Superman lore that they currently have? How does he just get a black suit? Is he some expert tailor? Is the suit provided by his ship? Because he's... I just want a proper
I'm sure
explanation.
they've like thought about it. Like, I don't think there's just... It's not like he's just gonna like wake up wearing black when he dies.
Is he gonna have a symbiote take over his body like in Spider-Man 3 and give him a black suit? Obviously that's not gonna happen. That was a poorly constructed joke. But
I was really confused. I didn't know where you were going with that.
No,
I was like,
no.
Do I blow up his spot on the show or later?
Later. Do it in the comments. As you already
You guys can recommend the comments. It's fine. I'll laugh. It'll give me entertainment.
I stumble pretty much every single video in one flub or another, and
or another.
Another. Leave it to you commenters, you subscribers, for putting me straight. Thank you. Even though I can get a bit snippy in response.
Gotta keep my eyes on him.
Yeah.
But yeah, I personally, I'm really not too concerned about who his tailor is. I think that's just kind of, I don't know, I just don't, I'm sure they'll work that out. Like, I don't think they're just then again, you know what I think DC is going to do? I think they're going to work it out, right, when they write the script, and then they're going to take that scene out, and you're going to be really pissed off when the film comes out, and we don't understand how he got the suit, but then we'll buy the DVD, and we'll find out.
Yeah, and then it'll all be worth it.
Exactly. But yeah, so that's what, you know, the rumor is currently, but, you know, that's the only two bits of evidence that we really have lending to that theory, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, in other DC news, there have been rumors of negativity towards the Wonder Woman film.
Which I'm like, oh no, because Gal Gadot is my girl.
And you know what, you're not the only one saying, oh no. definitely not.
Name
Director Patty Jenkins of Wonder Woman has gone to Twitter for a little bit of a rant, and it's pretty funny. Not so much. It's funny, but
it's blunt.
It's blunt, and
yeah.
it's
just kind of
too.
like setting people. It's setting this person straight who's kind of getting off these rumors, basically, that the movie's going to be a flop. You know, someone. It was like a disgruntled employee, correct, that tweeted, you know, that the movie's just not very good, or, you know, whatever. Like, we don't need to quote the person directly. Just something ignorant, like, you know, like, oh, this is terrible. Well, not ignorant, because I haven't seen it. I don't know what that person knows, but something just saying, like, it's terrible. And, Patty kind of responded very harshly, putting her in her place. Yeah. So, Dakota, why don't you take the reins in reading a little bit of the tweet? It's pretty long.
Yeah, she goes on a long Twitter rant. I think it's like 6 or 7 tweets in total, but I'll read the highlights. Whoa, just saw this press about Wonder Woman having problems. Are they serious? This is some made-up BS right here. Made up!
Made up.
Producer source anyone. You can't, because it's entirely false. Don't believe the hype, people. Someone's trying to spread some serious misinfo, blah blah blah. Zero about the movie we are making has been called a mess by anyone in the know. Fact. Blah blah blah. And she goes on for a little bit.
Yeah.
And, you know,
go ahead. Okay, well, I can see why she's really upset, just because, you know, if you think about it, a lot of the other DC films that came out got bad reviews. People had this idea in their head when they went in to see it, and that definitely kind of swung things, you know, in a direction that wasn't really deserved. So, of course, she's probably been working really hard on this. And not only is it upsetting for a DC director, especially because of, you know, what's happened to their last films, but for any director, you're putting your life into this work, and to be, you know, to be bashed right off the bat when that person hasn't even seen the full film, probably,
it's ridiculous.
Is honestly just so, I don't know, demeaning and like so ungrateful for all of the effort that, like, the entire staff has put forth. I have a lot of confidence in this film, and you know, even in spite of the, you know, I've had confidence in the other films, I'm not giving up hope on Wonder Woman. I am extremely excited for this movie, and I think it's going to be great. So I'm with Patty.
I'm with Patty too. I really hope this isn't a mess. I don't think it is a mess. I was a little bit worried after I saw Suicide Squad, but I've had time to think about that now. And, you know, I want to give the movie the merit it deserves. I'm going to give it a total 100% chance. I want to stay clear of any reviews from any critics.
Yeah.
Hoping my family doesn't send me a Snapchat or a screenshot of the Rotten Tomatoes website at some point.
Because we have a group chat going. That's what they've done the past couple of movies when we've tried to stay away from spoilers.
Anyway.
Well, not spoilers, but reviews. I want to go in completely unbiased so that I can just experience it.
Yeah. Because
it's just getting kind of ridiculous that, you know, you're kind of forced to look at it in a negative way.
Now, I have a question for you, Jen. The first 3 DC Extended Universe films, whether you like them or not, have not been received well by critical consensus, which has affected a lot of the fan view and the average viewer view. How many times have we gone into one of these movies and people have heard through the grapevine or through Rotten Tomatoes or whatever that this movie's garbage, and then they come out of it saying, oh, this is garbage, and they start reading verbatim or exactly what they read on these reviews.
Just reiterating it like it was what they would have come up with. Which
is sad, and it robs the viewer of the chance to make his or her own opinion about it. So, if this movie is stellar, 100% stellar, does that fix the wrongs that Warner Brothers and DC have made thus far in the DC Extended Universe to you?
No, I don't think so. I think each film standalone should be, you know, they each, you know, hold their own value.
Right.
I think it could, you know, add to the universe and kind of build confidence. You know, DC kind of has people that will, regardless of any of the films, will go and see the next one. We are 2 of those people.
Yeah, you've sold a couple tickets.
Got 2 tickets right here.
Yeah. Congratulations, Warner Brothers.
Yes. or possibly 4 because we'll probably see it twice, knowing us.
Probably.
But, you know, basically, I feel like they have kind of this, they know that they have these people that are reliable, that are going to see it no matter what. But a lot of other people, like, for example, my brother, when Suicide Squad came out, he was like, oh, I heard it was crap, I'm not going to go see it. So if then this film is fantastic, then when the next ones come out, people will love Wonder Woman, Gal Gadot, they might say, oh yeah, she was awesome. Because so far in any of the films that she's been in, everyone has really, you know, recepted her well. They have really liked her.
Well, yeah.
So she could be something that people look forward to in the next films, but I don't think you can just undo things that have been done in other films. No, I don't agree with that at all.
So, what you're saying is, as it stands right now, the footing, the foundation of the DC Extended Universe, how does that stand? Is it ready to hold an entire universe?
No, I don't think so necessarily. I feel like, you know, we know the characters because of the comics, but I feel like if you just go by what we've been given in the universe as a whole, no, I think the foundation itself isn't too stable. Like I said, you have people that are reliable that are going to see it no matter what, but I think based on like some just like regular people that I'm talking to, they're kind of losing their confidence in the DC universe, and that's sad.
And a lot of them have already completely lost their faith.
Yeah.
Faith in the DC
which is sad, and I, you know, I think, you know, I'm a little more loyal. I'm still pretty determined to.
Yeah, ultimately, we're going to be seeing these films for the next 6 years that they have planned for us, and I'm sure we're going to love some and hate others.
Yeah.
But knowing that these first 3 films, Man of Steel, Batman vs Superman, Dawn of Justice, and Suicide Squad, have been received negatively by critics, less so with Man of Steel, but as a whole they've been received negatively, that will tarnish people's view going into the next few, and that may affect ticket sales if they don't market this correctly and set their wagon straight before the horse drags it along or whatever.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, no.
So we'll have to see. We really, I mean, I have hope in it. I really want Wonder Woman to be great. I want Justice League to be great, and The Flash after that.
And honestly, with Wonder Woman herself, everything she's done was fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, I just feel like she was awesome in every little, you know, every bit that she was in the films, you know, prior. So I think we can have confidence in her performance. Definitely. You know, maybe on you know the editing floor. Is that what you call it, the editing floor? Right? That's I think the point where things kind of get a little wonky.
Yeah, according to the director, there was 7 different cuts of Suicide Squad that they chose between to give to the theater-going audience. 7 different cuts is overkill, guys. I'm sure they filmed twice as much as they needed to, and twice as much as what we saw in the film.
Mm-hmm.
But really narrow it down to one that you're comfortable with, one that is your original vision, and one that doesn't, detract from the original story that you want to tell.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. I think they should write a script for the length that they want the film to be and stick to it.
And when I speak of the foundation of the DC Extended Universe, I am comparing that to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. The Marvel Cinematic Universe started strong with Iron Man and Captain America and Thor and all these characters, the Incredible Hulk, to eventually create the Avengers, which was kind of a plateau. It was the first story, and now they've created the second story, Avengers Age of Ultron. Wasn't as great of a film, no, but the foundation is what's holding it up. And with the DC Extended Universe, we have cobblestones at this point.
Yeah.
And that's not enough to hold the house.
And I think that's the thing, like, people were into the hype with Marvel. Mm-hmm. You know, the films prior to had done really well, so automatically when Age of Ultron came out, everyone's like, wow, like, you have all these characters that we've all seen separately.
And you know what? Age of Ultron isn't a bad film. It's just not a great film in comparison to
and
first
you
one.
could say the same thing about some of, you know, DC's films.
Right.
They're not bad, but they're not great.
Right.
So, I think the difference is too that the DC characters are extremely beloved, and I think people are expecting certain things. Yeah, I think the expectations. That's just my personal opinion, and you guys can correct me or let me know what you think about this. But I really do think that the DC characters are held to a higher esteem, and that more is expected of them.
At least when it comes to the top. At least when it comes to the Trinity.
The upper tier, yeah, exactly.
When it comes to the Trinity of Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
And even when it comes to some of the greatest villains of all time, you think of Joker.
Yeah.
Joker is in the first breath of the greatest supervillains of all time. And did they do him justice in Suicide Squad?
You can't just compare him to Guardians of the Galaxy. That's like a totally different type of character. Like the Joker, I'm sorry, but he's at like a totally higher esteem, so he needs more meat, I guess.
Anyway, guys,
it's a bigger meal.
We've ranted about our thoughts on the DC extended
we could go on forever, as you can tell.
But this is a long video. We apologize. We hope you've enjoyed it. Guys, if you aren't following us, please hit the subscribe button, if you like us anyway. But at least 500 of you do, so that's pretty exciting.
Thank you guys. For real.
Have a great day or night, wherever you are. And we'll see you next week. Bye, guys.
Bye.